I don't know what you expected going into free agency, but is this different?
Yeah, the ground rules have kind of been changed by the amount of money that's out there. So that is, but no one, everyone knew that it was going to be one of those kind of situations where you know what to expect was unknown. So guys are making adjustments as we go through this.
If you get the center you want, the guy you met with yesterday, what excites you about him?
Well, we have basically had a need. Losing Robin in this trade, took one of our basic. He's an 82 game player. He played significant minutes for us during the course of the year. He was solid defensively, did a good job of holding the middle. So we knew we had to have a backbone to our game. So that was our issue, and we're looking for someone that can activate our defense.
Do you think you are going to be able to find that person and be pretty
Yeah,
comfortable with?
I think so.
Will you still have enough money to do all the things you want to do?
Not in this one.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But we're hopeful. We've got we interest. We have people that are considering. We're appealing to people's better interests that we're going to be a team on the move. I think that helps.
Are you concerned about the Lances and the Langstons? I mean, they're probably getting some interest as well. Are you still keeping in touch with what's going on there?
Yeah, we're connected to our players.
Shooting guard next? Is that the priority?
Yeah, we're that's really our needs right now.
What are you looking for? And I mean, there's so many different styles of shooting guard. But what are you looking for? What kind of player?
Well, we run a more of a on ball, off ball, or lead guard, second guard type of situation. We don't consider point guard, etc. But so we need someone that can do multiple tasks, set the table, make plays. Has range, can shoot the ball.
So what were your emotions after day one about improving this team of free agency?
Flat. That's pretty much my style anyway. But we like the discussions we're having with the agents. I think people know our position. They're willing to give us consideration, so that's good.
Phil, there are tier A guys on this market. There were tier A guys last summer's market. You met with some of those tier A guys last summer, depending on how you define them this summer. I don't know how much you guys have been in on those tier A guys. Have you had conversations with those parties?
So that's a real floating perception, I think. Some level there may have been 3 or 4 guys in that. Depending upon who's making the judgments. So, with a limited, budget, not and being somewhat penurious in my own regard, we're always trying to squeeze something extra out of it because we're not deep on talent. We need to have a bench, and so we're trying to do multiple tasks. And we hope to make connections with people that have interest, or perhaps this time, didn't feel that we were in a position to move, so that we have opportunities in later dates.
Would you? Is there a possibility of trading to open up more cap space? Or
Yeah, there always is. I mean, there's always a way to make something happen. You have to have multiple partners, but usually there's enough flexibility in this league that you can get it done.
How much do you think KP benefits now having experience next to you?
You know, he, you're always trying to understand what's the education point in players. What do they want to do? How hard do they want to work? How much adjustments can they make? How set are they in their ways? He's one that's very malleable up to a point, and yet determined in another area. So we know that he's got will and he's got determination, but he's also sometimes so interested in improving too quickly that we're cautious about We know it's going to take time. You're not going to be 270 pounds and a power player overnight. Just take your time and do the next step, which is, work on your body, develop your skills, and the rest of it will come along.
Phil, we saw Carmelo. We talked to him, I guess, last week, and he said that he spent some time with Kevin Durant prior to that Team USA function they had. How active has he been in this process for you guys? Have you guys been in touch on that?
No, I think, Carmelo's been very active. He's been very aggressive. He's, checked in, given us information. He's been very much a partner in what we're trying to do.
KP talked to us and said I was supposed to be there last night for the dinner, but I got
Right, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Right.
It still went well, but it was your decision to invite him is pretty telling on why you feel that'll be good.
Well, I think this guy will be a good mentor. I think that he has a ability to coach him in his own regard as a player-to-player type of situation. He's partnered up with Pau Gasol, a couple years in Chicago, and I think those things are telling in guys' education in the NBA.
How much did you learn about the health of the player you met with last night, and how can it going forward about that?
Well, at some point, I ran into him on the streets of New York City. Just an accidental. He's out, and he's an active guy. And so he wanted me to do a pull-up on his arm, to demonstrate his shoulders in fine shape. So I refused.
When was this?
It was probably spring, sometime early spring.
You still do a pull-up?
I can't. No, that's my problem. It wasn't his.
So that pretty much seals your thought process on his health.
He assured me, right? He wanted to assure me about that.
Hey, Phil, you talked a lot about a lot of people did talk about continuity, but you're only bringing three guys back from the team last season, and it's a new coach. Are you looking at this as another reset, and is that kind of frustrating on your part?
Well, we hope to bring some of our players back that are still out in the market, but this is a process we're going through now in the NBA where there's a lot of years you're going to have 6, 7, 8 guys maybe on your roster to start out with, and with these expanded rosters, suddenly 14, you're bringing in half a team that's still searching to develop a relationship with other players. We think that if we have some key players that have understanding of what we're doing, I think it'll make it a lot easier. But you're right. It's we do want continuity. We hope to get to that point.
Do you think there's a possibility? There's been some rumors floating about adding another real big name that a lot of people know about.
I don't know what that means.
From Miami, Dwayne.
Yeah. Oh, I understand what you're pointing at now. I would just say that I can't comment on that right now.
Jeff has talked about bringing in players to match style, of pushing the pace a little bit more. Is this about acquiring, the talent that's out there, or meeting a need that Jeff would bring in terms of his style?
Well, in our conversations, I brought up the term about, how you play, direction you want to play at, how you try to develop that pace. And that's something that's very much a part of what he does. And so we understand that. And I think the quality that we brought in bringing Rose in activates another speed into our game already. So, Derek's a guy that could go from coast to coast, basically. So we know that's going to be there as part of it. Trying to match that with other people that can run the court. One of the things I've talked to Bello about is about running lanes, about getting out and running the lane again like he used to get fast break baskets and lobs, etc. when he was a younger player. If that's possible for him to get back to that, he's working on that conditioning part. So I think that's important.